The state of the coaching industry in 2026. Let's get into it. So, this video is going to be no fluff, straight to the point in the coaching industry in 2026. There's been a lot of talk about what is not working and what, no, there is a change in the industry and all of that. And today I wanted to talk about what is working or what can work for you in your coaching business. So let's get into it. So, first things first, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about that first. And that is that your coaching clients are in the know, right? There are a lot of people who have turned industry secrets in for views on social media. Okay. So they know about the funnels, they know about the discovery call where you're going to try to get them into your program. They know that at the end of your webinar, there's going to be an offer. They know all the things. Okay. So let's breathe a sigh of relief because the show is over. There's no more show. You can come out, you can be yourself, you can be authentic, you can tell them the pricing up front, you can tell them, what is going to happen initially because 9 times out of 10, they already know. The cat is out of the bag. So we can breathe a sigh of relief. As coaches, as service providers, they know. Okay. So that's one thing. So, what can you do to instill that trust that we were instilling before through marketing and lives and content and all of that stuff? And for me, as a coach myself, and someone who works with coaches, what I have recognized is that people want to know that your program is relevant to them before they enter into the program. They don't want to enter into the program and then figure out what's all going to help them or, where they fit in the program. They want to know that the program fits them, right? So gone are the days where you have a one size fits all container, right? That you are fitting people into. People want to know that your program fits them before they even get into it, right? And so that brings me to my next point, and that is data driven conversations. Okay. So before we would say, book a call, and then people would get on a call and a lot of the time it was your job or your salesperson's job or whomever to convince them that this was the right program for them. We're no longer doing that. Today, we want data, right, over conversation. So, what can you do to ensure that you have the information that you need as a coach or your sales team needs as someone so that they can have the data that they need to ensure that the program is relevant for them and that they're putting them in the right container. And this is something that just came to my mind, and it wasn't in my notes, but we want to do this in as much integrity and care as possible, right? Coaching has become a very grind and hustle and um who can I get next? Who can I put in here next? And not really having the care and concern for the people who are going to be entering the programs. So with this information, what you're going to do is gather the information and then actually look at it and ensure that this person is the right fit so that they're going to get out of it what it is they intended to. Because a lot of people have been burned in this industry, and it's part of the reason why the industry is in the state that it's in right now, right? So, data driven conversations. When someone gets on a discovery call with you, you should have the information, the data about them, through a form, through a quiz, through um, assessment, anything like that that you can have to have information on where they are, where they're trying to go, and if your program fits and can get them there, right? And the third thing is that structure is more important than time. Structure is more important than time. So before we spent a lot of time on calls or messaging people back and forth, which is still going to be important, right? You will have weekly calls, you will have bi-weekly calls, monthly calls, quarterly calls with your coaching participants. And now, what's going to work again with all of those other things considered is that your coaching clients are going to want structure. And what that looks like is having templates available for them. What that looks like is having a dashboard where they can see where they are in the program, how much they've accomplished, and how much further they have to go, right? Clear as day, where they don't have to guess in, oh, I'm off track. How do I get back on track? It's going to be there. It's going to be there for them, which is good for coaches because your your structure is going to alleviate them coming to you and asking, where I am, how far, am I, or, where should I be in your program? I feel like I'm falling behind. A lot of people give up in that instance. And we'll talk about this a little bit deeper later, but it's important to have structure in your programs. The fourth thing is knowing or having a personalized way or personalized pathway for them to go through that ensures that the structure that you've offered not only provides structure but provides a way for them to get to the program for where they are, the stage and the phase that they are in their business and in their life, right? So I may have some knowledge of this industry, but maybe new to business, right? Or I may not be new to business, maybe somewhat seasoned, but a little bit new to this industry. So, how do you make that fit? Or how do you get your program to a place where there is personalization so that both of those people, again, this does not have to mean more work for you. It doesn't have to mean more work for you. This is actually a great thing for us, right? But people need to know that they can get through your programs. People need to know that your programs are going to actually fit their needs, right? So you want to ensure that your coaching clients are being taken care of and their needs are being met through personalized pathways. And lastly, our marketing used to be our brand. So people would see us, they would see our marketing, they would see, us in our branding uniforms for our brand, and they would fall in love with that. They would fall in love with the person. They will fall in love with the marketing and the branding. And although those things are still important for visibility purposes, it doesn't have as much to do with your coaching program, right? What is going to have a lot to do with your coaching program and what is going to set your program apart from other coaching programs is your back end, right? How does your back end show up for you when you're not available, right? Because we still want to meet the needs of our clients. We still want to meet the needs of our coaching clients and our participants. How does our back end do that for us, right? If people are waiting a week, 3, 4, 5 days to get a message from you or for you to reach out to them in your container, that loses trust right away, right? If people have to book a call with you in order to get the information that should come to them immediately after signing up for your program, that is a problem, right? So, what kind of structure can your back end offer to your coaching participants that makes them feel safe and secure in your container. The days of building as you go are over. Um, People need to know that they are safe, and we are going to give that to them, right? They deserve better, and we're going to give them better. So, over the next 5 weeks, I am going to be going through each of these things: how to make your programs relevant, how to ensure you have the data that you need in order to service your coaching clients the right way, how to ensure that your conversations include the data about them um, in your coaching programs, ensuring that your back end is together, what to include in that. How do you do that without you having to spend more time and effort in the program or having to show up as much? How do you create a personalized pathway for your coaching clients throughout your program? We're going to go over all of that for the next 5 weeks. So hang in there with me as I discuss the state of the coaching industry in detail. Thank you to everyone who's watched this video.